I was rinsing out a colander when I heard my daughter call me difficult. Through the screen door, low, like the running water would eat it before it got to me. It did not. I just kept rinsing. 91 years old. Name's Vernell. Hardly anybody says it anymore. They just say Miss D, even the mailman, and I have stopped correcting him. That is not really where this starts, though. The door thing. That is just where I happened to be standing when I decided not to say anything. It started with an envelope. I want to say it was a Thursday. Might have been a Wednesday. I do my hand exercises on Thursdays. That is how I keep track of days now, by what I am doing with my hands. And I remember I had that little rubber ball out on the counter. So, Thursday. I will say Thursday. Plain envelope. Typed. My name on it, not my daughter's. Faye's name was not anywhere on it, which I noticed right off, because usually anything that comes for me these days has her name on it somewhere too, CC'd, like I am a project she is managing. Not this one. I stood at the counter a good while before I opened it. Did not know why I was stalling, just was. The mail carrier's got a little dog he brings sometimes. Rides along in the truck, sticks its head out the window. I remember thinking about that dog while I was standing there not opening the envelope. Is not that something? World handing you the worst kind of news, and your mind goes and parks itself on a dog with its head out a truck window. I do not know why I am telling you that, just that is where my head went. Anyway, inside was a letter. Welcoming me, that word welcoming sat wrong the second I read it, to a room. Room 114. Had a move-in date on it. Had a little paragraph about orientation day, what to bring, what not to bring. I never toured that place. Never signed a thing. Never said the word yes to anybody about anything. I set the letter down next to the rubber ball and did not call my daughter. I want to say that again because it surprised me too. I did not call her. Did not scream, did not cry, did not do any of the things you would expect out of a woman who just found out her own family put her name on a room without asking. I folded it back along the crease it already had and put it in the drawer with the rubber bands and the dead flashlight batteries I keep meaning to throw out. Then I went and did my ankle circles, like it was any other morning. That is not me being calm, by the way, in case that is what it sounded like. That is me buying time, because I genuinely did not know what I was looking at yet. Took me the better part of a week to piece it together, mostly from things Faye said on the phone without meaning to say them. Her and Grant had gone and toured a place, signed something to hold a spot. My name on the hold, not theirs. She'd tell me later it was only a deposit, only to hold the spot, nothing decided, which I do not know. A room with your name typed on a welcome letter does not feel like an open question to me. Felt pretty closed, actually. I am not going to pretend I was not angry about it. I was. Still get a little angry telling you about it now, if I am honest, and it has been a while. I sat on that letter 11 days. I counted, because I had nothing better to do at 3 in the morning one night than count. 11 days is a long time to carry something around a house by yourself. I thought a lot, those 11 days, about a woman I used to know, Corinne, her name was, who broke her hip a couple winters back, and inside of one season, her people had her in a place with a dining hall and a schedule taped to the wall. I went to see her. She was sitting in front of a television she told me flat out she hated. I said, "Corinne, turn it. The remote's right there on your chair arm." And she looked at me. I still think about that look. And said, "It is easier not to make a fuss. Easier not to make a fuss I decided somewhere in those 11 days, standing at my own counter, that I was not going to be a woman who said that sentence. Not yet. Not while my legs still worked. Oh, and my son called during those 11 days too, Curtis. Lives out in well far, does not matter where. He calls on Sundays mostly, regular as anything, and that Sunday I almost told him. Had the letter sitting right there on the counter while we talked. He was going on about some trouble at his job. Something about a supervisor who was not listening to him, and I remember thinking, is not that something, both of us going through the exact same thing that week, and neither one of us saying it out loud? I did not tell him. Do not fully know why not. Maybe because if I said it out loud to him, it would become more real than it already was, sitting folded up in that drawer. Anyway, he does not know yet. Might tell him next time he calls. Might not. So here is what I did instead of calling her. I want to tell you about my mornings, because that is the real answer, and I have been circling it long enough. Up before 6 most days. Never needed an alarm. Do not plan to start now. Before I even sit up, I move my feet under the blanket, ankles in circles, 10 each way, toes up, toes down. Small thing. Wakes the blood up before it knows it has been asked to do anything. Then I sit on the edge of the bed, feet flat. Breathe. In through the nose, out slow. I count to 10. Do not ask me why 10. It is just the number that stuck years back and I never questioned it. Then I stand up holding the bedpost. Iron bedpost, black, older than me, which is saying something. Came from my mother's room originally. Moved it twice, wrapped in a moving blanket both times, because somebody in this family always understood that thing was worth carrying carefully, even when nothing else was. Nobody remembers who decided that exactly. It just got decided somewhere back, and it stuck. I hold it and do my balance work. 1 foot up, hold, switch. Started at 3 seconds aside. 3. I wrote it down on a card because I did not trust myself to remember, and that card's still in my nightstand drawer if you want proof. I am close to 40 seconds now. 40 seconds on one leg at 91, holding a bedpost that has outlasted 3 sofas and 1 husband. My doctor, Dr. Whitfield, nice woman, does not rush me, looked at that card at my last visit, and did not say anything for a second. Then she said, "That is not typical for your age, miss." Digs. I told her I was not trying to be typical. I was trying to stay out of room 114. She laughed at that. I was not trying to be funny, but I let her laugh anyway. Wrote something down on her clipboard I did not ask to see. After the balance work, I do not go straight to the kitchen. I take the long way. Down the hall, past pictures nobody's dusted in, I do not know how long, through the front room, around the table that is held every holiday this family's ever sat down to, and only then into the kitchen. Every extra step's me proving something to my own legs. They do not need convincing, really. I do it anyway. There is an orange on the counter, same spot every morning. I peel it in one piece if I can manage it. Whole spiral, unbroken. Some mornings I can. Some mornings the peel snaps halfway, and I do not know why. And I have started noticing which mornings it snaps. It is not about the orange. It is about my thumb. Always has been since the first week I started this. Then there is the ball. Little rubber thing, scuffed all over, blue, about the size of a plum, or close enough to a plum that it is the comparison I always reach for. Physical therapist gave it to me. Ines, young woman, calm voice. used to come twice a week for a stretch of months after I called and asked for help myself. My own idea, not something anybody decided for me and mailed to my house. She put that ball in my hand the first day and said, "Squeeze it every morning. Both hands, 20 each. If you can grip, you can catch yourself. If you can catch yourself, you can stay on your feet." Have not missed a morning since. My hands shake some now, have for a couple years, but shaking's not the same thing as weak. These hands have kneaded more bread than I can count. They are not weak. They are just talking different than they used to. Funny thing about Inez, she used to hum while she worked. Never asked her what the song was. I think about that sometimes, more than you would expect. A woman I only knew a few months, humming something I never asked the name of. She left me her number when the sessions ended, in case anything changed, she said. I have still got it stuck to the refrigerator with a magnet shaped like a strawberry. Belonged to my mother. That magnet, older than the phone number under it by decades. Have not called it, do not plan to unless something changes. But I like knowing it is there. Chair work after that. Moved a sturdy dining chair into the front room a few years back, and it just lives there now, against the wall, waiting. I hold the back of it. Slow squats, not deep. Heel raises, 20 each side. Some marching in place, which looks as foolish as it sounds, and I do not care. Arms up over my head, far as they will go, because the day you quit reaching, your shoulders quit reaching back, and the day after that, somebody else is up on a step stool getting things off your top shelf for you, and that is a door I am not walking through, if I can help it. 20 minutes most days, 30 if my mind wanders, which it does. I want to talk about the mind for a second, because everybody focuses on the body, and the body's not the whole story. After my second husband passed, a while back now, long enough I have to stop and count sometimes, I noticed something in my own thinking I did not care for. I would start a sentence and lose the tail end of it walking across a room, stand in a doorway not remembering what I came in there for, read half a page, get to the bottom, realize none of it landed. I had seen that happen before. My aunt, sharp as anything her whole life, moved in with her son after a small stroke, and within, I want to say a year, maybe less, she had stopped finishing her own sentences. Not because the stroke took the words, because somebody in that house was always finishing them for her before she got the chance. I was not going to let that happen in my own house. Nobody was even trying to take it from me. I could have lost it to my own quiet, easy, if I was not paying attention. So there is a crossword every morning. Kitchen table. Pencil, not pen. I like room to be wrong. Not a phone, not one of those tablets people keep trying to hand me like I cannot be trusted with an actual pencil at my age. I time myself. Not because the number matters, because I want to be the one who notices first if I start slowing down. I read most nights too, real books, the heavy kind. Finished one last month about a woman who built something out of nothing while everybody around her said it could not be built. Sat with that book in my lap a good while after I finished it. Do not know why exactly. Just did. There is a stack of them on the nightstand, more than I will probably get through, and I have started buying 2 of a book sometimes if I like it enough, one to keep clean and one to write in the margins of. Do not ask me to explain that. I could not really. Some habits you just let yourself have without a reason attached. And I talk. People underestimate this piece completely. Live alone at my age, you can go real days without one actual conversation. Not a check-in call, did you eat, did you take your pill? An actual conversation about something, an idea, the world outside your own four walls. Every Wednesday, my neighbor Marisol comes by. She is in her 60s, lost her job last year, still figuring out her next chapter, and we sit 2 hours and talk about everything under the sun. Last Wednesday, it was mostly about her daughter's wedding, which apparently is off now, then back on, then off again. I lost track somewhere in there and just started nodding, and she caught me nodding at the wrong part, and we both laughed about it for longer than the joke deserved. Those 2 hours are not small. They hold something up in me that would lean without them. Fridays, I walk to the community center. 4 blocks. Does not sound like much till you are 91 and your knees have opinions about everything. There is a movement class. Dell runs it. Does not talk down to a soul in the room. Last week I ended up talking 20 minutes with a young man there, picking up his grandmother, about a book we would both read. Cannot for the life of me remember his name now. Isaiah, maybe. Something like that. I remember the book better than the name, which tells you something about where my priorities land these days. For 20 minutes, I was not a 91-year-old woman managing her decline. I was just somebody talking to somebody. Nobody prescribes that. Ought to, though. Dell ends every class the same way. Has everybody stand in a loose circle and say one thing your body did for you that week that you did not thank it for? First time I heard that, I thought it was foolish. Now I do not know. Last week I said my hands, for holding a pencil steady through a whole crossword. Room always goes quiet right after somebody says their thing, like everybody's doing their own private math for a second. Now let me get back to the letter, because I said I would, and I have not forgotten. I have just been putting it off, same as I put off calling her. Kept it in that drawer the full 11 days. And on the 12th, Faye came by. No warning, she does that. Drives in with groceries I did not ask for, and opinions about my cabinets I definitely did not ask for. Let herself in with her key. I was mid-squat, holding the chair, counting under my breath, and I did not hear the door. Turned around. There she was, in her coat, bag still on her shoulder, not saying one word. Faye, how long you been standing there? Long enough. She sat down on the couch, coat and all, put her face in her hands, and cried in a way I had not seen since she was a girl. Ugly crying, the kind that is mostly relief once it gets going. When she could talk, she said, "Mama, I did not know you were doing any of this. I thought you were just sitting in here, getting smaller. I have been scared a long while and did not know what else to do about it." I did not say anything smart back. I just went and got the letter. Set it on the coffee table between us, room 114. My name on it, not hers. She looked at it a long time. "I should have told you before we even toured it," she said. "I should have asked you first." I did not say anything for a minute. Just sat there looking at that letter, same as she was. Funny, seeing your own name typed on somebody else's plans. Does something to you, seeing it laid out like that on a coffee table you have had since before she was born? I did not tell her I forgave her. Not right then. Would not be true if I said I did. What I did was sit down next to her and take her hand. Smelled like the grocery bag still, faintly, onions maybe, and said, "I am not getting smaller, baby. I am fighting. I just never let you see it, and that is on me too." She asked me, after a while, why I never told her about any of it. The mornings, the ball, none of it. I did not have a good answer right then. Told her I would think on it. Still thinking on it, if I am honest. She knows the whole routine now. The ball, the crossword, Dr. Whitfield, Inez. Calls most evenings after Marisol's gone home, and I tell her what I did that day. Not because she is checking up, because I decided a day you tell somebody about is a day that counts twice. Room still held, last I heard. Nobody's canceled it. I have not asked her to, either. Some things you just let sit a while before you decide what they mean. I asked her once, offhand, what happens to the deposit if nobody ever moves in? She did not know, said she would have to check. Neither one of us has checked. I do want to say one thing about fear before I let you go. The fear of the body going, of the mind going, of ending up somewhere soft and managed, stripped down to a number, everybody around you calling it a blessing because it is easier on them to call it that. That fear is real. Not going to sit here and tell you it is not, but it is not a reason to stop. In my experience, it is about the only reason worth starting. I think about Corinne some mornings, doing my squats, holding that chair. Wonder if she still hates that program. Wonder if anybody ever handed her that remote again, or if it just stayed sitting there on the arm of the chair, untouched, because it was easier not to reach for it either. I do not know. Have not been back to see her. Should, probably. Keep meaning to. What I do every morning is not anything you would put on a television program. Ankle circles, a chair, an ugly little ball, an orange, peeled in one piece on the good days, small, repeats, mine. A few nights back I was up late, kitchen, getting water, and I heard Faye's voice through that same screen door. Same spot, out on the step, phone light on her face, talking to Grant. She said, no, she is not difficult. She is just not finished yet. I did not let her know I heard that one either. Finished my water. Turned off the light. Went and squeezed the ball twice before bed. The way I do when I forget in the morning and remember later. Set it back down by the stove. Went to sleep.